All right. Well, last week when we left off, you had all been continuing your investigation on behalf of Hlyn Trollbane. Uh, and you had investigated and discovered someone in town that was a little odd by the name of Torga, and she owned a small trade caravan, actually just two dog sleds. Uh, she had recently lost some employees during her travels, so she was looking for additional guards and drivers and what have you for her caravan. You also noticed that her bodyguard uh, was an unusual man who didn't wear clothing that you thought was appropriate to the area. And the cold just didn't seem to bother him. So you signed on with the caravan, and they quickly headed out of town. You thought it was very odd because Torga kept looking behind her every time every few miles as you were fleeing the town. The further on you went, the more suspicious you became of her bodyguard, Sefik Caltro. Not too far in to the night, she finally stopped and made camp. And as Sefik and the other individual who was with the caravan before you were on watch, suddenly Sefik raised the alarm that his other watchman was missing. You followed the tracks, found a Yeti cave along with the Yeti that had taken the poor workman. You attacked to try and subdue the Yeti, and in so doing, as Bev was unleashing her spells, she summoned forth a werewolf that just added to your troubles. You were able to kill both the Yeti and the werewolf with the help of Sefik Caltro, and then made your way into the cave and found two young Yeti younglings eating the remains of the other workmen. You returned to the caravan with the two Yetis captured, and the next day continued on your way. The rest of your travels to Bryn Shander were uneventful, and you did make it to the town safely. Once there, you got rooms at the North Look Inn, and Bax and Bev went to the house of the Morning Lord to try and make sure that Bev hadn't been infected in some way by the werewolf when it scratched and bit her. While they were doing that, Elbereth went back to speak to Torga about purchasing one of the Yetis, and she was not willing to do so, but she was willing to enter into a contract in which you would all work for her for 2 years to pay off the cost of what she would be able to sell the Yeti youngling for. Elbereth agreed with that on behalf of everybody and took the Yeti youngling back to the North Look Inn. The entire time it was causing all kinds of problems, trying to bite people. I believe it bit her once. After that, the entire party marched the Yeti back to Torga's and insisted that she absolve them of the deal, the contract that Elbereth had made. She agreed to take back the Yeti and release you from the previous contract under the conditions that you do one task for her. Anything without question. Seeing no other option, the lot of you chose to do that, and her demand, the task that she has set for you, is to kill Hlyn Trollbane, who she does not realize you are affiliated with. And that is where we ended it last week. So you are still in Brinchander, still in the market square, speaking with Torga.
Okay. And once we've done this task, where would we find you?
Well, I will still be plying my trade, traveling from city to city, but I had assumed that once this task was completed, that we would need not have any more to do with one another.
Hurtful, but yeah.
Well, your compatriot did enter into a contract and then immediately want to back out of it. You don't seem like the most stable of business associates.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. We really aren't. So, that's pretty astute.
Okay, shall we all go elsewhere then?
Yes.
Prepare.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so where would you like to go? You do have rooms at the North Look Inn.
I thought we just got one big room.
Well, yes, one big room.
Hmm. Do you all want to go back to the inn
Sure.
to start planning the murder?
uh,
Murder time planning that we're gonna do because we agreed to the murder.
Yeah, yeah. I think we should. I think we should go back and plan that because that
The
sounds.
murder,
yep,
yes.
yeah. I also must remind you that as each of you sealed this contract with some of your blood, you did feel some type of magic fall over you.
Just the warm, fuzzy glow of impending murder.
Perfect. Sounds great. Let's go back to the room then.
All right. So the four of you make your way back to the North Look Inn.
Okay. What exactly happened?
Uh, do you want the long story or the short story?
I felt a bit
I'll
weird
tell
when
the
we signed
short
those
one. She'll tell the
contracts.
long one.
Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've never had a pet before, and do you have a tissue?
Yeah. I pull out like several tissue and hand them up to you.
And I'm gonna be blotting my eyes, trying to make this as dramatic as possible. I just really thought that we would all enjoy having a pet. And Beth said that she really wanted one.
I cast prestidigitation, and you hear "In the arms of the angels."
And I went and I talked to Bevan Bax, and it seemed like they were fine with it, so I ran back and did it.
Away from here, and it's just
So that's the long story. And then I brought it to you guys, and I got bit, and now we're here. And you made me get rid of clearance.
Bev is actively trying to comfort Ella.
I'm gonna look over the tissue at Bax and Fulton. and make sure that they're seeing that I'm crying profusely, and then put my head back into my tissues.
So if this is a deliberate display and not true, genuine emotion, you need to give me a deception check in the tower.
I mean, can't it be both, Dave? Can't it be both?
That's fine. That's fine. Because guess who's got skills?
And both of you two can give me insight checks in the tower.
Because we got skills, baby.
Bax, Volton,
Oh, sorry.
insight checks in the tower.
You got it.
So, Bax, you are just, very uncomfortable around this obviously, truly traumatized and emotionally distraught person. Volton, you recognize crocodile tears for what they are, and this is just a big put on to stay out of trouble.
Okay.
So, guys, would there be a loophole in this scenario if we could get some way of getting her healed after we kill her?
You mean
Can I
murder?
take a? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, you mean murder her, then like resurrect her?
Yeah. I guess that's what it's called. I don't know.
I don't know that that's kosher.
Well, maybe if we explain the situation to her.
Then she's gonna be mad at me too. Tissues.
More tissues. Here you go. Here you go.
And I walk a little bit away from the group as we're walking in.
Okay. So,
Just a little space.
okay. Yeah, people are kind of, as you enter this crowded inn, a reminder that it is very busy. It's full of customers, and everyone is bellowing and hollering a song. There's a place I like to go further up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know. It must be under all that snow. And clinking glasses and people shouting and laughing. So it is quite a noisy place. But even with that, with Elbereth being so hysterical, some of the people nearest to you at other tables are kind of looking at you oddly.
If I make eye contact with any of them, I'm just kind of like, giving them like a shrug, and I'm like, sorry.
All right.
Should we go up to our room?
Yeah, a little
think that'd
privacy
be
might be
good.
best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get food?
We'll see if they'll DoorDash it up to our room.
Okay, good. I don't know what that is, but sure.
All right. So you all make your way up to your room at Northlip.
By the time we get to the top of the stairs, I'm gonna not be crying anymore, and I'm gonna act as if nothing ever happened.
When we're finally in the room, I'll turn to Bev and ask her. So, you're magic wise. What's the deal with that contract?
I pull out a pair of bifocal glasses, and do we took a copy of the contract with us, correct?
No, she did not give you a copy of the contract.
Okay. But we did read it, right?
No, nobody read it.
No, we read the second
So,
contract we read.
So Bev looks up at Volton and she says, "I read that contract thoroughly and in toto." And
Bev, it should have prompted you
given
for a
me
roll. Yep.
roll. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep, ironclad, no way out of it. Gonna have to do it.
We're gonna have to murder Helene. Now,
What
does
what
that
would be the
necessarily mean we can't resurrect her? I would say no. I'd
what
say
would
that's
be
an
the
option.
what would be the consequences though of not doing it?
Uh,
Disembodied voice.
Disembodied voice.
the consequences of not doing it is that there are devils that are assigned to make people obey the terms of the contract, and they will hunt you down and kill you if you don't.
What the voice said.
Holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
We could have just kept the Yeti. That's what I'm saying.
Hindsight's 2020. Especially when you're wearing your glasses. So, proposal. One of us becomes a cleric. There wasn't a time limit on this thing, so one of us becomes a cleric at an advanced, level and develops the ability to bring people back from the dead, and then we kill her, but then we bring her back and we're like, "Ha, got ya.
That just sounds
Pranked."
risky. Pranked.
I mean, we're all pretty sure that these two are probably responsible for like the murders, right?
Yes.
Why don't we go back to Clint and report that and the contract? See what she has to say about it.
Yeah. And then maybe just tell her that we unknowingly agreed to murder her and see if she has any suggestions. She seems like wise in the ways of the world.
Anybody else
I
have
think
any?
everyone.
No,
Go
I,
ahead.
I definitely think we should go talk to her.
Mhm.
If we can find her. The last time we couldn't find her.
She
Right,
turned up eventually.
Yeah, you're not even sure if she's still in Targos. And remember, it's been about 2 weeks now.
Mm-hmm. Let's walk across the hall and knock on her door.
You're in Bryn Shander now.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Right, you guys traveled 2 weeks to a completely different city.
Mhm.
And it would take you 2 weeks to get back. So that would be an entire month.
Well, since there's no timeline, we can worry about this when we get back to town. We can do our business here and whatever else we need to get done.
Mhm.
And then when we see her again, we can explain it to her.
Okay. How close is this town to Dugan's Hall?
Mm,
Dugan's
let me
Hall.
look. That's the place where they were having problems
That's F.
with winter wolves.
Mhm.
I do believe that's across like open country though.
Mhm. And I guess another question would be how far away we might be from the new moon.
Probably another couple weeks.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to go elsewhere to Dugan's Hall, I mean, I'm in no great hurry to be honest to meet up back with Clint and explain to her that we probably
Mhm.
may possibly have to kill her.
Yeah. Same. No, well, so I think there's a couple things we could do. I feel pretty confident that Torga and Sefik are the murderers, right? Like everyone feels like we're on the same page about that.
Yeah, so for Dugan's Hole, you guys are in Bryn Shander, which is here. And Dugan's Hole is just to the southeast, if you see past that little forest to the south.
Okay. So not terrible. And then Tourmaline is like a little ways northeast.
Yeah, Targos is right back west up the road where you guys came from.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 2 weeks from Targos to Shander or Bryn Shander.
Yep. So you're
Dugan's
looking at
Hole
a pretty good bit of travel to get to Dugan's Hole.
And that was with dog sleds too.
Right, and on a road.
Mm-hmm.
We could steal the dog sleds. The dogs like you guys.
They do, because as we know, I'm an expert dog sledder.
Mm-hmm.
And chef.
And chef,
Oh
an
yeah.
artist,
Yeah,
Yep, an artist.
Yeah.
and attorney at law.
Right, we just
Barrister,
found that out.
if you will.
Also an attorney.
And I also I like to dabble in origami, so there's that too. So
And she's, the best emotional support halfling I've ever seen.
accurate.
All right.
Well, should we check the message boards here in Bryn Shander and see if there's anything we need to investigate while we're here?
Can do.
Yeah.
Bit of extra money wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
just let you guys do the talking from now on. And just
Aw.
hide behind Bev a little bit.
Bev stands up as tall as she can, so as to better hide. Elle.
All right. So what are you guys doing for you turning in for the evening, or are you going back out right now?
What time of day is it?
It's pretty late.
Okay, yeah, let's turn in.
It is definitely at least, an hour or two after sundown.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Norfolk then, I guess.
All right. So you guys are having a meal in the common room of the Northlook. And as you're eating, the doors open up and cold wind blows in, and a flurry of snow accompanies 3 stocky figures bundled in cold weather garb as they stumble through the door. They have snowshoes slung over their backs and ice picks fastened to their belts, and 2 of them have thick beards. The third holds up a gloved hand and kind of points in your direction, and the 3 began ambling over toward your table. The one that had pointed at you is a dwarven woman, puts both of her hands, pulls her gloves off, puts both of her rough, calloused hands on top of the table, and says, "Well met. I am Runa, and these are my friends Corix and Storn. We've been kind of looking for you since we heard from Hlyn that you were traveling this way, but we're unable to catch up with you on the trail. Blizzards and all, We could kind of use your help."
I'm sorry, what did you say your name was again, ma'am?
I'm Runa. And this is my
Runa?
colleagues Corix and Storn. I will type those in the
Thank
Fantasy
you.
Grounds chat.
Didn't understand any of them. Except for Storm.
Runa, Corix, and Storn.
Well met. What can we do for you?
Well, we're the survivors of a group of dwarves tasked with delivering a sled of iron ingots to Bryn Shander. A Yeti surprised us and killed a member of our group. The rest of us fled, and as the Yeti tore Ubak limb from limb. Now we need someone to go back and get the sled for us. We can pay you. We'll offer you a gemstone worth 50 gold, each of you a gemstone worth 50 gold pieces. Plus, you'll have the friendship of the Icewind Dale dwarves. And that can be a pretty huge boon in these harsh times. I assume you have snowshoes. You'll definitely need snowshoes to make the trip in good time.
And I'll lean over to Bev and I don't think we have snowshoes.
You do have snowshoes. You've been using them for 2 weeks to travel to Bryn Shander.
Never mind. We have snowshoes.
You just remembered your snowshoes are up in your room.
Yeah. Never. I think I put them under my bed. Never mind. It's fine.
And how far away is it? How long would it be traveling?
Just 2 or 3 days.
But hold on, can we take a moment to realize that she said Yeti?
Oh no. Healing.
Why don't you and your group sit down with us and, you know, get some food in you? You must be tired after your journey.
She looks to her friends, nods, and they all take seats at your table.
Tell us more about the story.
Not much more to tell.
Just one creature?
Yes, just one Yeti. Poor
Okay.
Ubak. Took him right off his sled. Never saw it in the snow.
Are we leaving tonight or in the morning?
I'd be foolish to travel in the lands at night in this freezing weather. Definitely don't want to get caught out in a blizzard. In the dark. Could get lost.
So first thing in the morning then?
Sure. You said something about food, right?
Yes.
You did offer.
I'll
Yes.
head over to the bar and order them some drinks and food.
Okay.
I'll pay for it.
So, yeah, as you bring the drinks and food back and set it before them, and they start in, and Korux, the oldest and grisliest looking of the 3 dwarves, just eyes the lot of you suspiciously and doesn't talk much. Storn tears into his food like he hasn't eaten in 3 weeks. And says, thank you. Yeah, this is a great start. Good appetizers.
Oh, when did you last see Helene?
It's been 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We had just arrived in Targos, and we're looking for help with our sled problem when we met her in the inn, and she said she knew of some travelers who might help, and they just left town and we might be able to catch them. But unfortunately that wasn't the case, and we ended up having to travel all the way back here to Bryn Shander.
Is it possible that the Yeti we've already killed is the Yeti that took their thing?
It is possible.
Mm-hmm.
But there are lots of Yetis in Icewind Dale, but anything is possible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How much is this meal costing me?
So after they finish their quote appetizers, are you going to buy them more?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, so it is. So it's going to be 6 silver pieces for the ale. Both of them drink, all 3 of them drink a ton of ale. And it will be for their meals another 10 silver piece, another gold piece each, because they each have 2 meals. So 3 gold and 6 silver
6
pieces.
silver.
Yep.
I can afford that.
Fulton, do you need some money?
Nah, I can afford it.
Okay. Just let me know.
We're not doing too badly after our little run
Right. You
last
did
time,
get
so,
you did get paid by Torga.
yeah.
So after the meal, the 3 dwarves go and speak to the innkeeper about getting rooms, and they retire for the evening.
Well, I think we played it pretty cool. Bev has actively had like a full like a ball shoved in her mouth this whole time to keep from sharing that there's an intent to murder Olin.
With just strangers.
Yeah, just like she's just been quietly sitting at the corner of the table, fully gagged, just like nodding along in conversation throughout the evening.
All right. So the next day, you head out with the dwarves. Is there anything you want to do before leaving town?
Do we need to buy supplies or anything?
Suppose it wouldn't hurt to get some extra torches and a spare healer's kit, actually.
All right. So you head over to the Black Iron Blades Outfitters shop. As you enter, as you open the door to this outfitter shop, you hear a metallic crash as a bucket is hurled against the wall. A dwarf shouts in his native tongue, "If I hear one more sod saying he was carrying a black iron blade, I'm going to scream." A harsh feminine voice barks back, "You're already screaming, so take it outside. One of us has to balance these bloody books." And after a few more muttered dwarvish profanities, a shield dwarf with ginger beard and sharp eyes comes from behind the corner to grab his coat. His eyes dart up to you and he asks in common, welcome, honored customers. Have you come for a black iron blade? Best smith work in all the Dale, they say."
Just some general supplies.
"Ah, okay. Well, talk to Eliza in the back. She can get you fixed up."
Okay, thank you.
So you can purchase any of the common adventuring supplies for the cost in the player's handbook.
Let's do that then.
Yep. As you're gathering the supplies that you want to purchase, You notice that the dwarven woman, Eliza, as you gather her name is kind of giving you the once over. And she says, perhaps you look capable. Maybe you could help a friend with some problems that they have had of late. Are the lot of you interested in a job?
Yes. Depends on the job. What is it that you're needing help with?
Ah, yes, my pal Hruna and her men were ambushed by a bloody yeti on their way back to Kelvin's cairn, and I hear that she was looking for folks to help recover the metal.
Oh yeah, we're actually already on top of that. So
Ah,
yeah. But I mean, if you wanted to pay us a finder's fee also, I mean, we'll take as much money as we can from as many
so
people.
you're the folks that she came looking for. I didn't think she'd have a prayer of finding you.
Why is that?
Brentchander's a big place.
Oh.
But now that I look at you, you are an odd lot. Kind of stand out.
Excuse me?
Well, not every day you see two purple-haired halflings and a white-haired elf.
I see that every day.
The human guy is the only one that looks normal in your group.
I'm normal. And I grab another tissue out of Bev's pocket.
Girlie, you look like you're half Yeti.
Yeti?
Oh.
Clarence!
In the arms of the angel.
She kind of whispers to Bev, is she touched in the head or something?
Bev just looks up, seeing the inside of her head. I don't know who's touched it. Oh, poor Elle.
Yeah. So when you start saying that you haven't seen the inside of her head, she just backs off and she's mumbling under her breath, but you can't quite catch what she's saying. Okay, so you guys are able to purchase your supplies. Did everybody get everything they wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. With that, you meet with the dwarves, and they lead you down the road a few days until they get to the place where they lost the sled, and point you kind of in the direction that they think the Yeti went with their friend. But when you get back to help them retrieve the sled is not there.
Is there any obvious marks as to where it's gone?
Give me a investigation check in the tower, please.
From all of us, or just...
No, just... So there has been some snowfall in the past couple days that makes it a bit harder to read the tracks, but you are able to see very, very faint tracks where it looks like the cart has been pulled off. Not only that, but you see small footprints in the area that are also very faint. You just only find a few of them, and most of them are nearly completely covered with snow. But they are heading off to the north.
I shall point out these footprints to everyone.
Which happens to be the exact opposite direction that this apparent Yeti went as well. So it does not look like the Yeti is responsible for taking the sled, which would be unusual anyway.
Should we follow the tracks, see if we can find the sled?
I'm with you, Bev. I'm with you.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So the dwarves begin setting up camp, and Runa says, well, we're not warriors or anything. That's what we hired you for. So we'll set up camp here and await your return with news about our sled.
Sounds good.
And with that, you head off into the forest. After a few hours of travel, the weather starts to turn and the snow whips up and a blizzard descends on you, reducing visibility to 20 feet. Kelvin's cairn vanishes from view as the blowing snow and howling wind engulf you. What are you going to do for the duration of the blizzard? You have no idea how long it is going to last.
Are there any like hillsides or anything close by that might have cave areas that we could get into?
You can search around looking for a cave. There are hills, there are forested areas, but you will end up having to trek for at least some time in the blizzard to actually search for such.
And we'll lose these tracks too, won't we?
You will.
Do we want to just hunker down?
Yeah, you will lose this location, at least where you're at, from where you are now which direction the tracks were heading. Regardless of what happens, they're going to be covered up. Whether or not you can find this exact spot if you leave it, on the other hand, is unknown.
Maybe we should just set up our tents and bear it.
I agree.
Okay.
All right. You all hunker down away from the blizzard. Actually, let's do that again because you should have all had advantage on that. Much better the second time around. All right, so it is very cold, but thanks to your cold weather gear and tents, you're able to successfully weather the blizzard, which blows for 7 hours that you're stuck in your tents. Cold, unable to gather wood to make a fire, just shivering and miserable, but finally the storm does blow over. After the storm blows over, it is now late at night, and so you end up hunkering down until the following morning. And what are you doing from there?
We're going to head off in the same direction as we saw the tracks when we could see them.
All right. Give me a survival check, Volton. If anybody has proficiency in survival and wishes to assist him, he can have advantage.
I have proficiency.
All right. So you have advantage on the roll.
Do you want that in the tower?
Yes, please. All right. So as you continue on your way, you top a snow-covered ridge, and below you, you see the creatures that you've been following that appear to be goblins based on their stature. All 6 of them groan, grunt, and curse loudly as they haul the bulky sled toward what appears to be a 20-foot tall wagon parked in the snow. Harnessed to this conveyance are 2 roaring polar bears that do not look happy.
And how far away are the goblins from these chained polar bears?
The polar bears are attached to the sled that they are pushing and pulling
Oh,
on.
right, okay.
I look to Elle as if to say, this could be our next pet.
I'm just gonna give her a look back like, you're damn skippy, it could.
Oh my goodness.
Ah. Chaos, baby!
At this point, it does not look like any of them have seen you.
Where are they?
And I guess I could throw a couple of polar bears on there just so that you know where they're at. But they're chained to the sled and can't.
See our new pet.
Right. We could definitely like just train them and then put a mount on them so that we could ride the polar bears.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So how close would we need to be so that I'd be able to just look how big the polar bears are. Oh my goodness. How close would I need to be able to just hit them with my bow from a distance?
You could probably hit them from where you're at now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, they're about 50 feet away. Remember, this is all heavy snow. A blizzard just blew through. So, and there are still flurries of snow. So visibility is still a little bit reduced. But all this is difficult terrain.
I think that one of my skills makes it to where I can see skills, but even in snow. But I have to look.
I know you've got dark vision. I don't see anything that allows you to see in snow. You do have keen senses, so you get proficiency in the skill, perception skill, but nothing that allows you to see in the snow.
Should we try to surprise them?
Oops. Okay.
I think so. I think if we sneak up behind them and kill all of them, we can just get our polar bears and leave.
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Okay,
All right. So, Volton, you are going to be first.
Okay. It's difficult terrain, you say?
Yes, it is.
So, as far as I can get, and 10, 20. Would this count as like a surprise round, or is it just?
Yes, this is surprise. So, you guys will be acting in the first round. They will not.
10, 20. You know, I will lob an axe at the back goblin.
Okay, go ahead. That's a miss.
Okay. They are now alerted.
Yep, they are now alerted. They all spin to look at where the X came from and note the 4 of you. Bev.
All right. I'm going to pick here. What's my range on this? And yeah, so I'm good. All right. I'm going to aim at goblin number 3 with a firebolt. And yeah, that'll be what I do. So see if this hits.
That is a miss.
Dang. Okay. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Okay. They're all surprised, so they don't get to act. Backs.
Okay. I'm moving up, and I guess I can only go there since it's difficult terrain.
Yep.
What's the penalty for throwing a ranged weapon 5 feet farther than its?
You're at
range?
disadvantage at long range.
Disadvantage for 5 feet. Okay. I'm throwing a javelin.
Okay. Don't forget, all of you have a inspiration point, but you hit anyway. The goblin screeches as the javelin buries itself in its shoulder.
Awesome. That's my turn.
Elbereth.
I am also gonna walk here. To make it less cube-like. And then I will also no, yes. I will shoot an arrow at the wounded goblin.
That's a miss.
I'm so sorry. Oh shit. That's it. And
All right. So we go back to the top of initiative with Volton.
How are these goblins armed?
They all have scimitars and short bows.
The correct answer is 2 arms.
Jail.
Yes, they all have two of them.
Jail.
100% posted cringe.
And I'm not going to let them shoot me. I'll dash into here.
All right. Bev.
All right, so I'm gonna move up a 1, a 2, and I think that's really about all I can do since we're in difficult terrain.
Right.
And then I'm going to use a point of inspiration to roll this with advantage, and I'm going to attempt to throw another firebolt.
By the way, I need a d20 roll for that last spell.
Oh, yeah. Accidentally rolled that with advantage, but
yeah, neither one of them would have been a thing. So go ahead and roll to hit with advantage.
Okay.
You do hit the goblin.
Awesome. 1 damage to the goblin.
Whoop, whoop.
Very effective. And then do I need to go ahead and roll another d20 for that one?
Yes.
It's gonna be
No
11.
wild magic. All right.
All right.
Now, this goblin climbs to the top of the sled and begins blowing this ivory horn and waving a torch in the air. You see another goblin climb on top of the large wagon that it looked like they were heading toward, and she has a large hawk perched on her arm. So that's what that one did. This goblin is going to fire an arrow at the one throwing firebolts. An arrow arcs out over his buddies, grazes Bax's hair to slam into Hlyn, or not Hlyn, Bev.
Ow.
This goblin is going to pull out his scimitar, smack Volton, which he did, and damage.
Oh,
And he will, as a bonus action, disengage. 5, 10. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. What's their movement? 30 feet.
isn't it difficult terrain for them as well?
Yes. So he can only move 3 squares.
Okay.
So he backs off from you. Goblin 5. See, where is he? Ah, there he is. He will pull out an arrow, and he can't really see Elbereth because of this cliff in the way, so he will fire one at Bax. And missed. Goblin 6 fires an arrow at Volton. Goblin 7 is way up here. He begins dashing at the command of his commander toward you guys. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Or look, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as a bonus action, actually 5, he'll come here. And as a bonus action, he is going to hide. Five, 10, 15. Okay, that's all he can do. Let's see, what's the range? Okay, so he can try and take a shot at Bolton. Targeting. There we go. And misses. Bax.
Okay, I will move up my 2 squares.
All right.
And I can see number 3 that ran over to the side, right? Still.
Yes, he does have cover because of the trees that are in the way.
Oh.
So
well,
you'll
he
be
has
at a
cover.
-2 to hit him.
Okay, that's acceptable. I will throw another javelin at him. Oh no! I will use my what's it called for halflings to reroll the 1?
Halfling
Oh,
luck,
right.
Yeah.
Yep, halfling luck.
Let me reroll that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's my turn. Oh wait, I want to go ahead and start raging. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I won't lose it if I'm range attacking though, will I?
No.
Okay, good. I want to go ahead and start raging then.
It's really like a 1 in 200 chance.
Yeah, right.
So, Elbereth, you can move up to 3 squares.
There. Yes. Wait. Yes. So I'm gonna move there. And do I have sight
You
on
cannot. You can see Goblin 3, Goblin 6, and Goblin 2. The ones directly in front of you, you are now hidden from them, and well, you already were, but they and you are hidden from each other by this little cliff in front of you.
Perfect. That's so we're gonna attack 3. No, we're not. No, we're not. That's it.
Change the color of your
Uh,
dice.
All right, so she is going to fly or run 5, 10, 25. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She dashes to there. Polar bears don't do anything. The hawk, what's its fly speed is 60 feet. So 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And it is going to use its action to aid an ally. So when Goblin number 4 attacks Volton, he will get advantage. Volton. You have a hawk beating its wings around your face. Very distracting.
I'm going to get some. I'll take the opportunity attack from the hawk.
It does, but it's not going to do much, I don't think.
Yeah, I'll stand behind this tree, get a little bit of cover, and then I'll wail on Goblin 4.
Hawk missed you. Go ahead.
Oh, first bonus action, second wind.
Good deal.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. I'd like to use my inspiration to get advantage on this goblin.
Okay, go ahead. That's a hit. Yeah, you just step over away from the hawk, raise your maul over your head, bring it down, and Gallagher that goblin all over the immediate vicinity.
Nice. Okay, shall remain behind the tree for now.
All right. Bev.
All right, I'm going to take a couple steps up. And then can I see the leader from here?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to use my Tides of Chaos to roll with advantage as I throw a Chaos Bolt at her.
All right. So that's an automatic wild surge.
The first time I use it, it's not. It's like 1 advantage per long rest. But if I use it again, or ask to use it again, you can rule to have that be an auto wild magic surge.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see what this does here.
That's a hit.
Alright, and then I'll roll 2d8 to see what type of damage I'm doing here. Got an 8 and a 3. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Fire. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is thunder. I'll just go ahead and do fire.
Okay.
And then I will bonus action restore that's or no, never mind. That's all I'm gonna do for that round.
Okay.
The turn.
This goblin, seeing you attack the leader, is going to fire an arrow at Bev, and that's a hit.
Ooh, that hits.
And that one, the previous one, had hit you in the shoulder. This one hit you in the leg.
Ow!
And this goblin is going to fire another arrow at you. He was the one attacking you before. It misses. You stumble a bit to the side from the first arrow hitting you, and that throws his aim off. Goblin 3 is going to pull his short bow. He's going to step over here, hoping to give himself cover from Elbereth, and he's going to fire an arrow at Volton. Don't know why that. Oh, because he was targeting himself. Yep. So he missed you, Volton. An arrow slams into the tree by your head. The next goblin is the Goblin 5. He is going to continue his fire at Bax, which hits. That's 5 damage. Number 6 is going to shoot an arrow at Volton and misses.
I forgot to wild magic roll.
Oh,
Can I
right.
just
Go.
save that for my next turn or do that now?
Go ahead and roll it now. Nope, no wild magic.
Hey, but nat 20.
Right?
Yeah.
Girl.
So this guy, 5, 10, 20. And he will hide again. This guy is going to... He doesn't like seeing Volton there. 5, 10, 20. He will try to shoot at Elbereth. But you will have cover because of all the things between. I don't know why I did that. Because he attacked himself. So an arrow goes whizzing by your head, Elbereth. And Bax.
All right. I will move my 2 squares. He's still at -2, right? Negative. The number 3.
Yes, if you're using a ranged weapon. If you run up there to him, you will be able to attack him melee with no penalties.
No, I'm making my way towards the group.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna throw another ranged at him.
All right. That's a hit.
Awesome.
And he
Get my
drops.
2 squares. And that's my turn.
Okay. Elbereth.
And I don't like being shot at, so I'm gonna go ahead and also
All right.
shoot at...
You're at -2 because just like him, you've got a huge polar bear and sled between the two of you.
I'm also gonna... no. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yep. Just like him, your arrow goes wide just due to the obstacles between. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 10, 15, 20. she is going to hide.
I thought they could only move 3.
She dashed and then used her nimble escape to hide as a bonus action.
Damn these goblins.
The hawk is going to use the help action to give her advantage. Let's see. Yep. All right. So Volton.
Okay. So I'll move up here. And take a swing at Goblin 5.
Okay. That's a hit. Yep, you bring your huge maul around and catch him between the head of your maul and the sled, and he just collapses with a horrible crunch of bone.
I shall then. Is there like a sled in between them then?
Yes, there is a sled in between them.
So I wouldn't be able to move up here.
Correct.
That would be on top of it.
Correct.
Okay. I shall take one step forward. Action surge, because I forgot I had that. And attack Goblin 1.
All right. Yep. You hit him right in the chest, lift him off the ground, throw him back 5 feet. He bounces off the polar bear, which turns around and seeing an easy meal right there, starts savaging the fallen goblin.
Okay. Can we take a step away from the polar bear?
Yep.
And that will be my go.
All right, Bev.
Seeing the polar bear eating the goblin, she goes, "Oh, he's a hangry little guy." And then I'm going to go ahead and take a step up, and then aim another firebolt at Goblin 6.
Missed.
Damn. All right, and then bonus action, I'll use my sorcery points to restore a spell slot.
And roll a 20.
Yep.
Nope, not yet.
It's building up.
All
All right,
right.
and that'll be my turn.
All right. The goblin in the back that's been shooting at you is going to shoot another arrow. So you now have 3 arrows sticking out of different limbs where he has shot you.
No.
This guy is going to continue shooting Volton, but missed. This goblin is going to rush up out of hiding and try to hit Volton with his scimitar, but misses.
Where is he?
Right here. This guy is going to continue firing at Elbereth with disadvantage. Missed. Backs.
All right. I'm coming for you. And I throw another javelin at number 6
All right.
as I move forward.
Missed.
That's okay. I'm getting closer.
We're getting there.
You
We're
can
getting
do
there.
it. You can do it.
Elbereth.
All right. I am going to 1, 2, 3 right here. And this is inhumane. I'm so sorry. But I'm going to do that. And we're going to shoot at the hawk. I don't know why I did 2. Oh, I
You hit the hawk.
I didn't mean to have him still. Stop. Cool.
Yep.
And then damage for the hawk.
Yeah, it squawks once and falls to the ground.
I'm going to turn around and shield my eyes and tell Bev to do the same.
Yeah, it gives a couple weak flaps as it flaps around in the snow and then goes still.
Oh.
Anything
That
else?
can happen. No, that is it. At least I hit something, guys. It's just sad that it was a bird.
Yeah.
Um,
In the arms of the
so Isabai, seeing her beloved hawk slain like that, goes 5, 10, 15,
Oh, I heard this coming.
and throws a javelin at Elbereth.
Yeah, saw that one.
It hits you for 2.
That's a fair thing to do, being pissed about losing your pet. I feel for you.
Is she no longer in hiding?
She is no longer in hiding.
Oh, right, bloody that.
Yeah, and she will use her bonus action to disengage, but there's nobody to disengage from. To boop. Volton.
Okay. Bonk on the goblin.
Hit. You smash him into the snow.
Okay. 1 and 2. Is there space enough to get to the other side down here?
Yes.
Then that is where I shall stay.
Nice.
Bev.
I'm trying to decide between the smart thing and the fun thing.
Do the fun thing. Always do the fun.
Okay. Yeah, that feels right. I'm going to so I rolled a nat 20 on that wild magic roll. Does that count toward getting a refreshed point of inspiration?
No. Nope.
Dang. Okay. Could I go ahead and use my Tides of Chaos with
Oh,
a
no.
roll on the
Sure.
wild magic table?
Yep.
Okay. Cool beans. So roll a D100 for you.
No. I have the
Oh, yeah,
table.
you do the rolling. Okay. Cool. So
All
I'm
right.
going to aim a chaos bolt at this leader.
Hold on. Because it actually reverses and hits you.
Oh, I'm down.
So you'll
Yeah.
need to roll for what damage it was going to do.
Yeah. So it's a 5 and a 4. So it's either force damage or lightning damage.
What's the way you want to die?
How do I want to? How do I die? I'll take lightning. Did a bolt of lightning
Yeah, it
Straight
arches
to-
out, swirls around her, comes right back at you and hits you in the chest.
Mhm. I deserve this. I fall.
And how much damage did you take?
I
Oh,
took.
you only have 1 health left.
Yeah, so I
More
took
than one.
10 damage.
Oops, you didn't untarget her when you
Oh,
rolled
I did
that.
it to her, not to me. Sorry.
Yep, so there we go. Yep, so you take 10 damage. So you are at 20. And you collapse, twitching on the ground as your own electricity plays over your body.
I smell like a burnt berry Pop Tart.
Goblin number 2, seeing you fall, is going to fire an arrow at Volton. 6 damage, 8 damage. Goblin 6 is going to step forward, draw his scimitar, and swing at Bax. And hits for 3
You hit
damage.
itself. You hit itself. You didn't hit me.
Oh, crap.
And that roll wouldn't have hit me if you want to go with that roll, but
Yep, it was a miss, so no damage was
Yeah.
done. Goblin 8 is going to take another shot, and I need to roll something. Okay. So he is going to shoot at Elbereth with -2. Which missed. And
Was an auto miss.
Bax.
all right. My spidey senses are tingling, and I realize my sister has fallen, so I'm going reckless and pulling out the old
Okay.
warhammer, and
Yep.
attacking this guy in front of me.
Okay.
Dang it! And that's my
You
turn.
recklessly miss
Yep.
Elbereth.
I'm going to use my. So I am going to drop my short bow and attack.
Well, you don't have to drop it. You can just hold it in one hand and pull out your rapier.
Yeah, but it's more dramatic when I put it on the ground.
Okay.
Drama, Dave. We want
All
drama.
right.
I'm also going to use my advantage on this, and then wait, I get +2 because Volton's behind me, correct?
Correct.
Or but behind the yeah, cool. If this doesn't hit, oh god. Okay, great.
All right.
And then I need to do my damage with +2.
Okay.
And that's that. She's not gonna be happy about that.
All right. Swings at you once. Swings at you a second time. Oops, forgot to target you. The second one hits, doing 5 damage to Elbereth. The polar bear, smelling nice, tasty goblin, takes a bite of him and starts eating him. Yeah, he was too close. All right, Volton.
Fuck that goblin.
Okay. Seeing Bev drop, I shall step over yonder, pull a vial from the healing kit on my belt,
Mm-hmm.
and raise her up on 1 HP.
All right. So, yeah, you remove the arrows and staunch the flow of blood and get her conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
Bev,
Thank you.
You go.
you're lying in the cold snow,
I would
even
like to
colder from
stand
loss
up.
of blood.
Yes. I would like to stand up, and I would like to attempt to hurl one more chaos bolt at this
All right.
creature that
Go
is
ahead.
still alive.
You know that's what you did. You in last time, right?
That's a miss. And roll a d20. All right.
All right. And that will be my turn.
This goblin is going to step over here and target the person that is fighting this chieftain or his leader.
You know, that's not very nice.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
This goblin is going to attack Bax.
Gaw.
That was at himself. That should have been at you. Make sure who he's targeting now. He's targeting... Okay, come on. Just target Bax. Right, and he rolls his damage. It only did that once. So let's roll that again. So you take another 3 on top of that.
Okay.
Bax.
Attacking him back. I'm gonna attack recklessly again.
Oh yeah, he should have had advantage on that anyway. I think he did.
Click the. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah. Well, he would have if I had have targeted you. Yeah, that's going to be a hit.
2 19s. Jeez.
Yeah, his side just caves in as you swing your hammer left to right and smack into him.
And then I move over towards this guy.
Okay. Elbereth.
All right. Well, we are still finessing this woman with our rapier.
All right. And she'll try this again. Almost. Go ahead. And since she's the leader and this is going to end the combat, how does she die?
I'm going to shove my rapier through the bottom of her chin into her brain.
Okay. And she falls to the ground, unconscious, and when she does, the remaining goblin just drops his weapons.
Kill him anyway.
Bolton.
Are we still in combat?
Well, it depends on whether you're going to accept the goblin surrender or not. You can still attack him. He isn't bound or anything, so you would still have to make attack rolls to hit him and that type of stuff. He's not going to just stand still and let you kill him.
Yeah, I'll chase after Goblin. And a swing.
This feels like a war crime.
And a miss.
Yep.
Thump.
Bev.
I'm just gonna look to everyone else and say, do we need to kill this last one? Maybe he could tell us anything he might know that might be helpful to us about I don't know, like the situation with the little girl. Do goblins get magic powers? Is that a thing? She's just kind of like thinking out loud.
I'm gonna spin around and look at you, and you know that if we leave this one alive, that we're not gonna get the polar bears. So just let's just off him. It'll be fine.
Do you speak Goblin?
Was he saying it in Goblin?
Who?
The goblin that said he surrendered.
He just dropped his weapons.
Oh, he just dropped his weapons. Yeah, I don't attack, and I just suggest to the group like, hey, if somebody else wants to kill him, then that's on you guys. But you never know what we might be able to find out from him.
Okay.
That, and that'll be.
So seeing that Volton is going to still chase it down and kill it, it is going to use its action to disengage, or its bonus action. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and try to hide in a bush. Backs. The goblin scampers into the bushes and vanishes from your sight.
Oh, I can't see it. Okay. I was going to throw my last javelin at it, but if I can't see it. I will start picking up my javelins since it takes me so long to move around.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I shan't also bother trying to go after the goblins. So.
All right. What are the rest of you doing? Combat is over.
I'm just gonna pick up the goblin's weapons that he left there so that he doesn't come back and try to kill us.
Okay.
I'm going to go around and administer some health.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
patch myself up.
While he's healing everybody, I'm gonna reach into my bag and grab the pieces of leftover meat that I bought for the Yeti and toss one to each polar bear and then kind of back up again.
Okay.
Because you gotta start training them now.
Yeah, it's really important.
They looked hangry and, they had goblins, but like a little bit of venison doesn't, ever hurt.
Right? I think treats are important because they provide positive reinforcement for good behaviors.
Right. And they killed some goblins, so we have to let them know that that's good.
That. Yes. We are the best pet parents. We are nailing this.
And I'll give a low 5 since she's, a halfling.
It's a high 5 for Bev. In the middle, buddy.
All right. What else are you doing?
I guess we should search the 20-foot cart that they had up there, shouldn't we? Because they were taking the iron, but should we go a little bit of a wide turn here and just not aggravate the polar bears?
I mean, I'd really rather not.
Because I think that if we came out this way and then up here, this is where that was at. If I'm not mistaken. The wide turns.
All right. So you see a ordinary looking wagon that has several goblin beds made from straw uh, packed down in the bed of the wagon.
That's weird, right? Like, where's the stuff?
I mean, it's a nice place to sleep. It's like a mobile inn.
The stuff is on the sled that they were stealing.
Oh, okay. The wagon has the.
Correct.
Do we take the wagon so that we have a place to sleep?
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have a wagon as opposed to just our tents, right?
I mean, is there any animals attached to this wagon, or is it just the wagon?
It's just the wagon.
I mean, we do have polar bears.
Mm-hmm.
We could just move all of the stuff from their sled to this new wagon. Tell them that the sled was completely destroyed, but we did save the stuff.
That's all
They'll be
you're.
happy that we saved their
That's
stuff.
what the job is. Get back their supplies.
Yeah, but they want their sled.
Could
So
we
we
have
can fly.
one polar bear pull the wagon and one polar bear pull the sled?
I can see what I can do with the bears. Oh,
Looking at uh, the ingots on the back of the sled, it looks like the sled is probably about 300 pounds on its own and has another 600 pounds worth of ingots on it.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we split it in half? Take 300 pounds of the ingots over to the wagon, and then the polar bears can pull one wagon, one sled.
Mm-hmm. Sounds doable.
Yeah, Bex, if you want to see if you can, how to train your dragon, go for it.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna approach the polar bears and see if I can get a sense of their attitudes and maybe throw them some of the goblin meat
Do you want
that's
some of
laying
the venison
around,
I have? I have
and
2 more pieces.
that'd be great.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take some of that from her and see if I can get them under control
Okay.
to pull
Give me an
pull
animal
the equipment.
handling check.
Sure. Do you want it in the tower or just
Yes,
out?
please.
Mhm.
Yeah, as you come near the polar bears, they lunge at the reins and try to take a bite out of you.
Throw them some more food. Let them calm down. Get a sense of our presence and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, while he's doing that, look at Bev and say, should if we can tame these polar bears, should we? I know it's a little harsh, but should we name one of the polar bears Clarence? Just
I think we should name him Clarence too.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Clarence 3.
yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
And
this is
I'll
what
cross my
the
fingers.
sled with the polar bears looks like.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, Clarence 2 and 3 look so cute.
Oh, yes. That sled
Okay.
isn't ominous at all.
Yep. So
Well,
what do you?
I've got a whip. We could just go up there and see and go mush.
Don't
And
don't whip Clarence 2 and 3.
It looks like they get trolled along by, I'm guessing bait. I'm guessing that's
Oh,
what the
yeah.
arm out front is for.
That does look right.
Like they carrot and stick them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's plenty of dead goblins about.
yeah,
I'll go collect up some
Mm-hmm.
dead goblins.
All right.
Yeah, just start butchering them, and I can carry some meat for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So What's the plan?
I think we're just
We're
gonna
gonna we're gonna hang a goblin on the edge of that stick that pokes out in front of the bears, and
Okay.
see if they'll start pulling the wagon when we get all up inside of it. And I've got a whip.
Animal handling check.
Alrighty.
Can't be you. Yep, you already failed one. They hate you.
here. I'll do it.
All right.
Please, polar bear gods. I want a polar bear.
Yep. Anybody who fails the animal handling check, they are disliked for the rest of the encounter. They hate Elbereth.
Got this.
All right, it's fine. Clearance 2 and 3. I forgive you, and I'll toss him a piece of meat.
Shall grab one of these goblins and attempt.
All right.
Sorry.
I briefly interned as a veterinary technician, and I will attempt.
All right, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just making up some bullshit. It's all good.
Yep. So far they look pretty much untamable. To the three of
So
you.
they hate
All
them
right.
as well.
Yes, they do.
Give them a piece of meat and let them know that it's okay that they hate you.
So, Volton, you're able to get close enough to offer them food and get them calmed down a little bit.
What
as soon as any of the others approach, they, turn and snarl at them.
We'll go around the back of the wagon and climb up on top of it and just sit there.
Wait.
All right.
Did this man just tame us some polar bears?
No, he has not. All right.
They're more tamed than they were.
That they are.
Bear whisperer.
Keep giving them food, Volton.
You just keep giving them as many goblins as there are.
Yep. Eventually, they eat their fill and kind of lay down in the snow.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yep. Guess we're sleeping here tonight, guys.
Yeah. I guess we'll set off tomorrow then, when they're a little hungrier.
All right. So, are we gonna get in the wagon and sleep in those pre-made beds?
I mean, they're goblin size, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, and the wagon is goblin-sized beds.
I mean, the captain had to sleep somewhere.
The beds are a little larger than I'm used to, so perfect.
Just yikes.
Yeah, the beds are perfectly sized for Bax and Bev. But they are goblin beds, so they stink. There's bits of rotten meat and stuff stuffed in the straw.
We clean them before we put our bedrolls down.
Yeah, they're pretty nasty.
They're up until the wee hours of the morning just cleaning it. Jeez.
Well, no, Bev, you got prestidigitation, right?
Oh yeah, so I can just clean it
Yeah.
in 1 foot chunks throughout the night.
Yeah.
All right, so
I guess
what?
I'll set up a tent for me and Elle.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, so you guys sleep through the night. Nothing dares approach too close because there's a pair of angry polar bears.
Oh, clearances.
And so, what do you do the next day?
So since it's the next day,
Mm-hmm.
do the polar bears still hate us?
Yes.
But they slept. They slept since then.
But they still recognize you.
Hurtful.
I'm just gonna throw some meat at them.
No,
Don't-
don't feed them too much. We need them
don't show up
hungry.
with the cart.
We need them hungry.
Yep, they show no inclination to pull that cart.
So let's get up there and use my whip and see if we can motivate them.
I mean, they already hate you.
Right?
Uh,
So
so using that little pulley at the top and sticking a goblin on it, will that get them to move?
No.
I'm gonna get up there in the driver's seat and crack my whip.
Okay.
Can I cast silent image? To have that, or no, can I cast? Yeah, silent image to Let's see here. No, it'll only last for 10 minutes, so that won't be very useful.
Yeah, and the
But-
pole up at the top doesn't stick out that far.
Could we try to create a stick with a treat at the end of it that they could follow?
So as you look at the picture, you see they're just attached to leather straps to the front of that cart. There's no pole or anything that stops them from turning around back to the cart. When Bax cracks his whip, they turn around and they will come to the cart, and he's up at that top little ledge where the driver sits. But if they could get up there and reach him, they would maul him into little bitty halfling pieces.
I have a plan, guys. I have a plan.
Oh, I didn't hit them with the whip. I just make the noise, just to see if that triggers something in them.
Yeah, trigger them
No,
to
it
turn
does
around and
not.
try to eat you.
Yeah, it triggers them wanting to
back.
eat you.
So what
All
I'm
right.
gonna do is I'm gonna use some rope. I'm gonna tie some goblin bits around my waist, and I'm gonna walk far enough in front of them that they can't bite at me, but they do want to eat me, and they'll pull the cart. Bait?
All right. So first of all, I want to tell you just that I so appreciate your creativity, and that I don't want you to take what I'm about to say as any form of rejection.
I reach for the tissues already.
I start handing you extras just to be safe. And I just say, they will be able to catch up with you because they're bears, and then would just straight up eat you.
But they can't go very fast because
Uh,
they're pulling a 600-pound sled with 600 pounds of iron ingots on it, plus a human and 2 halflings.
Yeah.
Do you really want to risk being mauled by a bear on that, though?
I mean, I've been bit by a yeti.
So
And I get to keep
they
these ones?
can only move at half their speed in these conditions, which is 20 feet compared to the 15 feet that you can move under these conditions.
They'll catch up at some point, yeah. But I've been bit by a yeti before.
Fair point. Fair point.
Have you been bit by a yeti? Well, actually, we all been bit by a yeti. I've been bit by a baby yeti just to have a pet. Get to keep
There's-
these guys? Whew.
Maybe we should just let them go and pull the wagon ourselves.
You want to pull 1,200 pounds of baby back bullshit? That's the only thing I would like to know here.
Please don't make me lose Clarence 3 and 4, or 2 and 3.
We're just gonna start adding numbers as we go.
Yeah, everything will be Clarence.
All right, so what are you going to do?
I would like to prestidigitate the smell of food, like a little ways in front of them. And see if we can use that to get them to move in that direction that we want them to go.
Because of all the goblin bits and everything that are still around and the meat that you guys have been throwing down, that doesn't really phase them that much. They're surrounded by the smells already.
Fair.
Yeah, right now they're just very irritated at their treatment by the goblins, and now you guys are wandering around all over the place, and they can't go anywhere. So they are just not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Do we just try to set them free, and I'll use like my rapier and do it from up here and just cut the leather?
Well, Volton can get close enough to set them free if he would like to.
Well, if he can get close enough, can he like guide them with a rope and like kind of?
They are
lead them?
they are not going to pull that cart.
Okay, yeah, let's let him go then.
Right, he could pull on them with a rope, but then that's liable to anger them. Let me say they will not willingly pull the cart.
Right.
They will have to be driven,
we understand.
and
What's the chances of us being able to drive that cart on our own, though?
it would be
Also,
slow going, but you could pull it.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna let the bears go once everybody's somewhere safe and out the way.
Yeah, climb up on the wagon.
Bev weeps.
I'll just reach into her pocket and grab her a tissue.
Thank you.
Reach in whose pocket?
Bev's.
So what goblins did you feed them? Just out of curiosity.
Think. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Probably
Okay.
all of them, right? Like at this point, we've given them quite a bit of goblin.
No, you probably fed them maybe,
fill them up.
yeah, maybe 2 goblins
2 or
apiece.
3.
Yep. Okay. All right, then
Did we happen to look at the leaders? Like, did we happen to scavenge the body of the leader at all?
No, you didn't search any of the bodies.
Well, we cut them all up, so I don't think that we...
Did we?
Yeah, because I said I was going to cut up the goblins and hold the meat.
Oh, you cut up all of the goblins?
Yeah, for their meat.
Right, so that we could train the polar bears. So I would have had them.
I did not hear you ever say that. All of them?
Yeah.
You were going to butcher 6, 7, 8, 9 goblins?
One of them ran away. 8.
Oh, 8 goblins?
Oh my god, that goblin is like a child that's been watching from the bushes. Oh no.
Yes, it shall go back and tell its people of these horrible deeds.
We just created Goblin Batman.
That's right.
Okay. We'll give you credit later. It's fine.
Yeah, he shall become the scourge of all humanity. Okay, and halflings and elves. All right, so if you ever search or cut up the leader, she did have a pouch, a seal skin pouch. Inside are 2 potions, 13 silver pieces, 25 copper pieces, and a bone whistle.
Oh.
The whistle probably controls the bears.
And
oh, yeah.
I'm gonna give Volton a look at the pouch.
assuming everyone is still somewhere safe, I'll give the whistle a blow.
And the other goblins had 26 copper pieces among all of them. You blow the whistle, and nothing happens.
Can I take a look at the potions and see what those might be?
So you give them a taste, and let me refresh my mind on the rules for identifying potions. To just keep things moving, give me a Arcana check.
Yep.
In the tower.
Okay. Did that do anything?
You didn't make a roll.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, so you're pretty sure that these are poisons used by the goblins.
Ooh. Okay, so two
Hold on.
potions.
Okay, it looks like you should only just have to take a short rest, and you can identify magic items.
Okay.
So during the evening, you would, if you had those, you would have been able to identify them. They are actually potions of animal friendship, 2 of them.
Potions of animal friendship?
Oh god.
Ah.
Bev, give me one.
Yes, I give one to Elle, and I have one myself.
All right.
So, what does this potion do?
Unless you convince a beast that you mean it no harm, it must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, it fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration, which lasts for 24 hours. If one of you or your companions harms the target, the spell ends.
Do we
This
just,
is-
do we just pour this on the polar bears, or do we just make them eat it with?
No,
more
you
goblins?
drink it.
Oh, I drink it. Great,
drink it.
fantastic.
Okay.
Then should we go stand in front of the cart, even though they're gonna be mad at us? Okay, great. Okay,
Let's
I got clearance. I'll stand over here. Yeah, I'll do clearance.
Maybe
Okay.
only one at a time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah,
so
sure.
you-
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
I'll
you would
use
need
it.
one
Go
person
first.
to use them both, one on each polar bear.
All right, and then do I need to roll anything?
Nope,
Or
just
do you-
their saving throw. So both of the polar bears are charmed by you.
Hi, buddies.
So for the rest of the day, you manage to persuade the polar bears to pull the cart back to the road.
Excellent.
I'm gonna hop back onto the cart and high five Bev.
We did it!
Yeah.
Clarence 1 and Clarence 2 are officially part of the family!
Bax, you should probably get on here before we leave.
Let's go. I'm on here.
All right, so you guys hop on the back of the cart, and the polar bears surge forward, pulling the cart at a slow pace back to the road. You get back, and Pruna greets the polar bears, comes up, begins to pet them, And she says, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that you would be able to retrieve the cart and these two animals."
Wait, these polar bears are yours?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh no.
yeah, we did it. We brought them back for you, just for you, not
Yeah.
not for us. And she's gonna wipe the tears that are coming into her eyes away.
A tiny little, you feel a tissue just like reach your chin as someone from much lower reaches one up to you.
I'll grab it from her and just blot my eyes. Thank you.
Yeah. So in payment, each of you is given a gem worth 50 gold pieces.
Nice.
And Pruna says that just mention her name at the Black Iron Blade in Bryn Shander, and they will give you 10% off of anything you buy in their shop.
Where'd you say it was, sorry? Bryn Shander.
Mm-hmm. The shop you guys went to before you left that had her friend in it. If you go back
Oh,
there,
Having a
the next time you shop
dementia.
there, you get a 10% discount.
I'm gonna ask her. Would you be willing to part with Clarence too?
Clarence? Who's Clarence?
That's what we named the bears.
Oh.
I
That's
bonded
no,
with them.
no, that's Stoneclaw and Iron Fang.
No, it's not.
If I did that, how would I get my sled pulled?
Maybe you
still
start
have
a new
one.
business?
If we help you get your sled to where you need
No, I've raised them from little cubs. I wouldn't be willing to part with my bears.
This is stone cold Dave. Your child is
Yeah.
crying.
Now, this hardened, grizzled tradeswoman dwarf is definitely not swayed by her tears.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Time out. Wait. I
We
have
offered to work for her for 5 years.
no. I have persuasion.
Yeah, but there is just no roll you could make that would persuade her to.
You don't know that.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
No, it's fine.
Can I give her the help action?
Sure.
Okay, so you roll with advantage.
Hell yeah.
Yep, she does not want to part with her polar bears.
What a bitch.
She's not going to give you her beloved pets.
Do you know where I can find baby polar bears?
You would have to take them for their mother or find them orphaned. I found these two as orphaned cubs after hunters had killed their mother.
Okay. It's fine.
All right.
Are the polar bears still charmed enough that I can pet them and say goodbye?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hug them and pet the bears.
And where
I'm
are
so
you guys
sorry,
going after all of that?
Do we want to try to go back to Targos? Or are we wanting to go back to Bryn Shander? Somewhere else?
I think we'd want to go back to Bryn Shander because we were talking about going to what, Dugan's Hole or.
Yep. All right. So, you part ways with the dwarf and her company, Bruna, and begin making your way back to Bryn Shander. You've been traveling for a couple of days when you get caught in another blizzard. After the blizzard, you come across the collapsed remains of a tent and a woman sitting off to the side of the road beside said tent, covered in snow and ice, skin nearly turned blue, huddled and freezing, and not looking very comfortable or well.
Rush over to help the lady.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
I like try to cast prestidigitation to warm up like bits and pieces of her.
okay, you can warm up her clothes and stuff.
Yeah, I'll
So
warm up her clothes.
yeah, she's sitting there shivering, and she goes, "Oh, I am so glad to see somebody else in this godforsaken place. Oh, it's so cold. My name is Danica Greysteel, and that is the woman that you see."
Nice to meet you, Danica.
He says,
Where are you headed?
well, I was out trying to find some chewingas and got caught in that infernal blizzard. Oh, I hate the cold.
Hi, I'm Wonder Bev. I mean, Bev Wonder, and I just keep prestidigitating.
Yeah, she says, I'm feeling much better now. Bev. Wonder Bev.
You called me. And then Bev just stands behind Elle.
He says, I'm not nearly as suited to field work as I thought that I would be able to do.
Why did you say you were away again?
Hunting chewingas.
Chewingas.
Yes, little elemental nature spirits. I am hoping to study them, and I think that they might contain the secret to this infernal, endless winter. If I haven't mentioned it, I really hate the cold, and I would just like to get back to the south.
Well, we're on our way to Bryn Shander if you want to accompany us.
I suppose so. I must gather some supplies, and I think maybe I'll attempt to hire someone to find me some chewingas.
Wait a second. Element, like little ice mephit type things?
No, they're not mephits. Yeah, mephits are much more aggressive. Chewingas are mischievous little ice beings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are there some around here?
There are some in the 10 towns. I'm certain of it. I've heard whispers of little spirits around, but so far I haven't been able to catch one. If you're interested in looking for me, I could certainly pay you.
And
I,
how
I
much
could
would you be?
I could give you 25 gold pieces, and here, this lantern of tracking elementals that would help you find any chewingas you happen to come across in your travels. You wouldn't have to go out of your way. Just if you come across a chewinga, you could capture it and bring it to me.
I message Bax and I say, I feel like we've said the word chewinga too many times.
I look back to the group, sort of a what do you reckon sort of shrug.
We could chewinga hunt.
All right. So you'll do it? You'll hunt the Chewingas for me?
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
here's the lantern. Here's your 25 gold. Would you still be willing to escort me back to Bryn Shander?
Of course.
Yeah.
With that, she will pull what of her belongings have survived the snowstorm out of the collapsed tent. And will accompany you all back to Bryn Shander. She says all you have to do is light it, and it has about 60 hours. Let me make sure that's correct. I don't want to tell you wrong how long you have.
Well, do we want to check on the way back to Bryn Shander and see if we run across one on the way?
I've been using it mainly around the towns. So yeah, it'll burn for 1 hour, 6 hours on a single pint of oil. I used all my oil so far, but once we get back to Bryn Shander, you can buy more, and you just light it, and you can, search around the towns, and it will. Yeah, when it's within 300 feet of a Chewinga, or any type of elemental, really, its flame will turn bright green.
Cool.
And so
And,
hopefully,
How do we actually hold it? I mean, do we just pack it up?
th-
Or
they're like the size of Wonder Bev and the other halfling. So you should just be able to, maybe even a little smaller, just throw a sack over it or something.
So, like, one of us holds the bag and the others go and scare it in to the bag, and
Sure. However, it takes it. Maybe you could set snares or something. I'm not much of a hunter. I don't know why I thought I could do this.
it reminds
It's
me of
okay.
snipe hunting.
I'm an excellent hunter. I've won prizes in competitions. So we have got this on lock.
Oh,
That's
I'm
why they
so
call me
glad to
Wonder
hear
Bev.
that.
Hmm.
Now, I have searched completely around Bryn Shander, so I think I can safely say that there aren't any to be found there. Probably so many people scare them off, but especially in some of the smaller towns, I think you would have more success.
Well, we're headed to Dugan's Hole, I believe, after Bryn Shander, so maybe we'll have some luck.
Ah, yes, that sounds like a good option. Hopefully, you will have some luck there. What has brought you to Bryn Shander?
Murder. No, I don't
Mm,
There's been a murder.
It's been a murder most foul.
No, we were escorting a group. We were paid to escort a group.
ah, so you do this thing often. You ought to be very familiar with the 10 towns. I'm not.
How long have you been here?
2
Like in the
years.
10 towns?
I came up here, for studies just before the endless winter began, and I hated it. I hate the cold, and I've been trying to get back ever since. And I think the Chewinga business might just be my way.
Do you mind me asking what it is about the Chewingas that you think should be able to help you get out?
Well, they are ice spirits,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that the winter is tied to elemental spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I would really have to study them in order to know more.
Mm-hmm.
Are you yourself versed in the arcane?
Yes. Mm-hmm. No, not really. I've got powers. I don't understand them. It's complicated.
Ah, and do you know the source of your powers?
Not really. No, they just sort of popped up, you know, in the last couple of years, and it just
Ah,
it's
would you?
like, hey, you could do magic, but it's like you can't control it, and things get
Ah,
weird sometimes. Sorry, you were saying something?
did they start with the winter?
Yes.
Ah, then perhaps I could study you. Perhaps they're tied to whatever's going on here. And maybe if you find me at Chewinga and they do turn out to be tied to all of this, perhaps they'll give me more insight and help you to be able to control these newfound abilities.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold up, hold up!
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
I'd love
walk
to
in
be
between
studied.
Bev and I'm gonna walk between Bev and this woman. You are not studying my emotional support halfling. Back
She
off.
goes, oh, I promise you it will be completely non-invasive.
No, no, no. I don't like the sound of it. I am loyal to many things that are not that.
You
Hey, Bev.
you don't wish her to be able to control her abilities.
I don't wish you to cut into my esh.
I'm not going to cut into her. I just said non-invasive. Do you not know what a non-invasive means?
I think it's more of an endoscope situation, Al.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Uh,
I just wish to study her aura,
clearly I am
and
not smart.
yes, I have already
Study
concluded
my
that.
aura.
That is quite obvious.
Oh, hit me a tissue because it's coming in.
I without even looking.
She's
Hey, Bev. Should we tell her about the girl in the tower?
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe she might be helpful with that.
Should we just go get the girl in the tower and maybe we could just have her make the things appear and then we could just
We're
catch them?
we're pretty far away from
yeah.
there though.
As soon and she has been taking notes, copious notes about everything you have told her about uh,
Mhm.
your abilities, and yeah, it looks like she is quite the scholar. She has a big, thick book uh, that is tabbed uh, on various subjects.
So she's got big brain.
Yes, so if you want to ask her about anything, now's the time.
Where do I find a polar bear that I can tame?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, questions of grave importance.
First and foremost, ma'am.
Yes. Um, so she says, well, some disreputable individuals will kill the mother and capture the cubs to be sold and trained, but that is a very despicable thing to do. You seem like one, even though you're not too bright, that does care for others, and I wouldn't think you would want to be involved in things like that.
How do I humanely or elfanely? How do I elfanely tame a polar bear?
That is very unlikely to happen. I have heard of some rangers who have managed such, but I am not skilled in their crafts.
Huh. Huh. Interesting.
So,
Change career.
earlier in our travels, we came across a young woman that seems like she may have been touched by Oral in some capacity, um, and now has these ice creatures that like manifest around her at random.
Her
She doesn't have
eyes
any control over it. Yes.
instantly uh, brighten with interest. She says, oh, that would definitely be worth study.
So here's the thing. She's being held captive by the people of the town she lives in. Um,
Hmm.
because they are afraid of her powers.
Sad, but understandable, because she could be a danger to herself and others.
Hmm. But
More others
if
than
we
herself,
could,
apparently.
yeah, if we could take you to her so that you could study her, is there a chance you could help her get rid of whatever this affliction is?
I could try. I can't promise anything without a thorough investigation.
Non-invasive?
Non-invasive. I would not harm anyone. Just I don't even plan on harming the Chewingas, and I would hope that you wouldn't bring me a harmed Chewinga.
Oh, of course not. No, we
No.
don't harm chewingas.
We don't harm animals at all.
Mm-hmm.
Looks at Bev to, give her the I killed a hawk. Oops.
Well,
Yeah, the only one in our
maybe.
group to kill an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
the one that
there
desperately wants a pet.
anything else you wish to ask the arcane scholar about before you reach
Maybe-
Bryn Shander?
The ice knights?
The what?
The Torga? Whatever her name was. Her bodyguard. He said that he was a ice knight.
No. I said he just wasn't bothered by the cold. And he had
He told us that he
icy
was an ice
swords. Oh, that's right. The winter rangers or ice rangers or whatever.
knight. Yeah.
So once again, she says, well, once again, I don't know too much about rangers. Their abilities are not related to the arcane, and they are outside of my realm of expertise. And
Have you come to learn anything about what is causing this continuous storm?
that's why I need Chewingas.
Ah, okay.
Is there any preliminary diagnostic she could run on me while we're in the cart on our way?
Yeah,
back
she
that
will
that might
spend
give some more insight?
She will spend the time studying you, using detect magic to investigate your aura, watching you, do some minor cantrips and everything. And she says, it looks like you have been touched by fey magic.
Fey magic?
Right. Fairies. But it doesn't look like it's tied to this winter in any way.
Okay. Does that jog any memory of anything for Bev?
Give me a intelligence check. Just straight intelligence. There's no real
Straight
skill
intelligence.
tied
You
with
want that
that.
in the tower?
Yes, please. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you get a point of inspiration. That's a natural 20.
Oh my god! Yes.
So, yes, you, as she's talking to you about the Fae, you do get flashes of a alien place. Definitely someplace that was cold and winter. A vast forest, frozen forest. And beings that are similar to Elbereth, but at the same time not. Much fairer and with strange customs, various types of fairies. Just bits and pieces of your time in the Feywild.
Can I be messaging back things as I remember them?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And as you do, each time you cast message, Danica will be monitoring your magic, watching you do it. It's obvious she's aware of what you're doing. And at least one time in all of this messaging back and forth and doing things for her, your wild magic will definitely trigger. So let's see what happens.
Oh god.
As long as it's not another werewolf.
No more werewolves, please.
So you're still a couple of days out of Bryn Shander. You've been doing all this, and one of your messages to Bax causes the whole lot of you to become intoxicated for 24 hours.
Hell yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
you're all 5 of you
Amazing.
are just absolutely drunk.
Can we please all describe what type of drunk we are?
I have video evidence of what kind of drunk I am on my Twitch.
Yeah, Danica, this very buttoned down, scholarly wizard, for 24 hours spends the entire time singing the lewdest possible bar and tavern songs that you've ever heard.
This is awesome. I play my lute along with her for accompaniment.
Yes,
I'm
and
gonna put my arm around her and kind of sway.
yep, you are also become quite aware of the fact that not only does she have no skill as a ranger, but as a bard neither, because she cannot carry a tune. It is all the songs she sings are completely off key.
You know, listen, that's okay. We still love her for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
Albereth will fall down a couple times as she's trying to sway with the music.
Bev gets really intense and wants to know everyone's life
I'm okay.
story.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Keep going.
Yeah. All right. I am going to ask one last time. Is there anything you guys want to ask the arcane scholar? You have 1 day left to travel.
Maybe we should ask her about those contracts we signed.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Had
I wanted to get to that point.
I was worried that
Because we were drunk.
you
It's
just
fine.
weren't going to pick
Yeah.
up on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're drunk. It's fine. It's fine. We're drunk.
So after studying you guys, and this is something that would have come up in her studying Bev anyway. So she says, well, it looks like that what has afflicted you is a gesh. It is a type of curse that binds you to complete an action for whoever laid the curse upon you. Normally, priests or some wizards can remove that curse. But unfortunately, it looks like whatever this contract is the source, and it's going to have to be decursed, if you will, for lack of a better term, in order to break this contract that's on you, break this gesh. If you do something that doesn't honor the spirit of the contract, it will start harming you. Thankfully, since, again, this is tied not to you as individuals, it does look like it's not as deadly, because some of these could kill you outright if you did not fulfill the terms of the contract. But it looks like this one, it would probably be painful, but not immediately deadly unless you went for an extended time without fulfilling the terms.
Oh, so there's a time frame on this?
Yes.
Okay, so here, let me ask you this.
So if you were
We brought
deliberately,
something-
for example, if you were to deliberately decide to go somewhere other than, fulfilling the terms of your contract, then you would probably come to some harm.
So let me ask you this. And she gets real quiet. So let's say that we kill someone for this contract. What if we revive
You
them?
took a contract to kill someone?
We didn't
Maybe
know.
I misjudged
Theoretically.
you.
Theoretically.
know.
No. Theoretically, if we were to have to kill someone, would we be able to revive them?
Well, yes, after you killed them, you would have fulfilled the
contract would be fulfilled?
contract. Yes.
Great. So
Yeah,
don't.
but
I
you
just-
would consider doing that?
So here's the thing. Don't blame my colleagues here. I just really wanted a Yeti.
So
I'll
you
sit down.
agreed to kill somebody just to get a Yeti?
We agreed to kill someone to get out of us having a Yeti.
The Yeti situation was really nuanced.
It was a complicated situation, but again, it's not. You can't blame them.
You can a little bit, but
No, her a little, not me, not them though, not the boys. They listen. I have a really troubled past, and like the only family I've ever had was these guys, and I really wanted a pet.
So as you're giving this spiel, Danica is looking at you. You see her bottom lip begin to tremble, and she just grabs you in a hug. And says, I completely understand. And before you know it, you're both completely ugly crying on each other's shoulders.
Bev is deeply confused about what to do. I don't usually have multiples crying.
Just tissues.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I've got tissues coming up. I've got a stress ball I'm throwing into one hand. I've got some Sarah McLaughlin just quietly playing in the background.
But she does advise you. She says that the best thing for you to do is to get your hands on that contract and take it to a priest who can dissolve it. Although, how you're going to tell them that you willingly agreed to enter into a contract to kill someone, I don't know. They may not be as willing to help you.
We could just say that it's for a friend, and it's not our contract, and then just pay them a lot of money.
I still think that they're going to be upset knowing that somebody said, hey, I want you to contract to kill somebody, and you just agreed.
It wasn't to kill someone, it was to complete a task. We didn't know.
Yeah, she didn't tell us until after we signed it.
Oh, well, that makes it yes, definitely get this contract. And if I'm certain that any priest finding you had been tricked into signing such a despicable document would certainly help you.
I'm going to embrace her in another hug and start crying again. Thank you so much.
And with that, you guys complete your journey back into Bryn Shander. Danica will take her leave of you, and she will go get a room and tell you that her first stop is going to be the baths, and she is going to soak in hot water for a week to get warm again.
That's really smart.
Where do you guys wish to go?
Did we go back? What is her name? Targa?
Yeah, so remember, she normally stays somewhere until people begin to take notice of her illegal activities, and then she moves on. So you don't know if she's still at the market or not.
Should we go check the market and just trick her into letting us see the contract? And then you can can't use that word. Make a fake contract and give it back to her as if we gave her the real one, and then go take this one to a priest?
I mean, that could work. I have the ability to disguise myself as pretty much anyone, if that's something that's helpful.
I mean, we have a rogue in the team. How about we just pilfer it?
It's also an option.
What are we doing?
Well, first thing, we have to see if she's here.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
So Torga is still in town.
Okay, guys, what's the plan here?
Does it seem like Torga probably has the contract on her person?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to try to? Should I disguise myself as Suffolk and like distract her in a conversation while you like pickpocket the contract out of her?
I could definitely try.
Mm-hmm.
Suffolk. That's the guy with the ice daggers.
Yeah,
Correct.
the muscle.
Won't he be around though?
We could see if he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he stays with Torga as her personal bodyguard.
Okay, Bax and Fulton, go distract him and tell him that there is some huge emergency that he's needed for somewhere and take him away. And then we can do the other part of the plan.
I don't think he's going to like just leave him.
Let us take a 5-minute break for a second.
All right.